On a cold January day in 1999, in the suburbs of Baltimore, Maryland, a tragic event unfolded that would captivate the nation for decades to come. This is the haunting story of Hae Min Lee, a vibrant 18-year-old whose life was cut short, and the controversial case that followed her murder. Our tale begins at Woodlawn High School, a place where friendships, romances, and teenage dreams flourished. Hae Min Lee was a standout student, popular, athletic, and full of promise. On January 13, 1999, Hae left school at around 3 p.m., presumably to pick up her young cousin from daycare. She never arrived. Welcome back to Secret Trails, the murder of Hae Min Lee. As hours turned into days, fear gripped the community. Hae's family, friends, and classmates held out hope. But their worst fears were realized on February 9th, when her body was discovered in Leakin Park, partially buried in a shallow grave. The medical examiner would later determine that Hae had been strangled to death. The investigation quickly focused on Adnan Syed, Hae's ex-boyfriend. Their relationship had been a secret from their conservative families, and they had broken up just weeks before Hae's disappearance. Police painted a picture of a scorned lover, unable to accept the end of the relationship. The case against Adnan hinged primarily on the testimony of Jay Wilds, an acquaintance who claimed Adnan had confessed to the murder and enlisted his help in burying Hae's body. Cell phone records seemed to corroborate parts of Jay's story, placing Adnan's phone in Leakin Park on the night of the murder. On February 28, 2000, Adnan Syed was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison plus 30 years. To many, justice had been served, but this was far from the end of the story. In 2014, the case exploded back into the public consciousness with the release of Serial, a podcast hosted by Sarah Koenig. Over 12 episodes, Koenig meticulously examined the case, interviewing key players and uncovering new information. The podcast became a global phenomenon, downloaded millions of times and sparking heated debates about Adnan's guilt or innocence. As listeners pored over every detail, troubling questions emerged. Why were there no physical evidence linking Adnan to the crime? How reliable was Jay's testimony, given his numerous inconsistencies? Could the cell phone record truly pinpoint Adnan's location? And what about other potential suspects who were never fully investigated? One of the most controversial aspects of the case was the role of Adnan's original defense attorney, Cristina Gutierrez. Critics argue that she failed to contact a key alibi witness, Asia McClain, who claimed to have seen Adnan in the library at the time the state alleged he was committing the murder. This oversight became a central point in subsequent appeals. The case took another dramatic turn in 2016, when Judge Martin P. Welch vacated Adnan's conviction and ordered a new trial, citing the unreliability of cell tower evidence and the failure to contact Asia McClain. This decision was upheld by the Maryland Court of Special Appeals in 2018. However, the legal roller coaster was far from over. In 2019, the Maryland Court of Appeals reinstated Adnan's conviction, ruling that while his trial attorney's performance was deficient, it ultimately did not prejudice the case against him. Just when it seemed Adnan had exhausted his legal options, a stunning development occurred in September 2022. Baltimore prosecutors filed a motion to vacate Adnan's conviction, citing newly tested DNA evidence and the existence of two alternative suspects who were known to the original prosecutors but never disclosed to the defense. On September 19, 2022, after serving 23 years in prison, Adnan Syed walked free. As of now, prosecutors have not exonerated Adnan, and the investigation into Hae's murder remains open. The case continues to captivate the public, raising profound questions about the nature of truth, the fallibility of memory, and the complexities of the criminal justice system. As we conclude this episode of Secret Trails, we're left with more questions than answers. Was justice truly served in this case? And we ever know with certainty what happened to Hae Min Lee on that January afternoon? What do you think about this case? Do you believe Adnan Syed is innocent, or do you think he's guilty? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe to Secret Trails. Your support allows us to continue exploring these complex and thought-provoking cases. We'll see you on the next episode of Secret Trails.